So dear cadets, good morning. So today in the UPSC class, I will teach you atomic structure and radioactivity. Atomic structure and radioactivity. Okay. So just try to understand. 2 chapters I have already finished. I started with the physical change, chemical change, elements, compound, mixture. These 2 chapters I have completed. 3rd chapter is laws of combination of gases. In 3rd chapter, laws of chemical combination, what is there? Law of chemical combination is there. So under first one, what is that one? Law of reciprocal proportion, law of multiple proportion, law of constant composition, law of conservation of mass of gases, isn't it? So all those things, ideal gases, all those things in 11th class in full detail I taught. Now next chapter, that is the concept of molecular mass, concept of atomic mass, concept of equivalent weight and mass, that Murthy sir has taught, as he has conveyed me, that law of equivalent mass, equivalent weight, and molecular mass, atomic mass, he told me that I have completed. So one chapter I am not teaching, that is laws of chemical combination, laws of combination of gases. I am not teaching that one, hoping that already you have completed that one, because in ideal gas, PV equal to nRT, all those things are given. I selected this chapter because radioactivity you have not studied, especially in the chemistry, okay. So keeping in mind, we'll teach first atomic structure. So just see to atomic structure. So just try to understand. To explain the structure of atom, first in year 1808, John Dalton proposed one theory. John Dalton's principles. So you studied this one in 11th class. So according to this one, what is there? Matter is made up of extremely small particle. Matter is made up of small particles, tiny particle. So these tiny particles are called atom, okay. Atom means atom. A means not. Term means cut, means which cannot be divided, indivisible. According to him, atom is indivisible. Second point, he told that atoms of all the elements are same. So what is the second point? Atoms of all means all atoms of same elements are same in all respects. So just see, H2 is element, N2 is element, O2 is element. In H2, how many atoms are there? H and H. In N2, what is there? N plus N. In O2, what is there? O plus O. Here P4, how many are there? In P4 are there. P, and P. S8, this is also element. Total 8 sulfur atoms are there. So according to Dalton's, that atoms of same elements, means different atoms are, or you can say element is made up of one kind of atoms. So all the atoms which are present in the same element, they will be same in all respects. Means their atomic number will be same, their physical chemical property will be same, mass will be same. Means in hydrogen, H and H will be similar. Nitrogen, 2 atoms are there, nitrogen will be similar. In oxygen, OO will be similar. In phosphorus, PP will be similar. So try to understand here, atoms of same element will be similar in all respects. What is the point number 3rd? 3rd point, he told that different atoms of different elements will be different in all respects. Okay, means the atom of hydrogen, third point also you can note down, atoms of hydrogen will be different from atoms of nitrogen. Similarly, atoms of nitrogen will be different from atoms of oxygen. Means no two atoms of different elements will have same properties. Means their atomic number will be different, mass will be different, everything will be different. Okay. Fourth point, he says that in chemical reaction, atoms always combine in fixed proportion. What is the fourth point? In chemical reaction, atoms always combines in fixed proportion. Okay. Who told this one? Dalton told. Means try to understand. H2O. Okay. H2O is there. H2O. Okay. So here two types of ratio is there. One is the ratio by volume. In this case, what is there? Try to understand. Hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is 2, oxygen is 1. This is the ratio by volume. And what about ratio by mass? So just try to understand. Here write fixed proportion by mass. Now try to understand. H2O. What is this one? 2:16. What is the simplest ratio? 1:8. So according to John Dalton, let it be any source of water. Whenever hydrogen and oxygen will combine, in case of formation of water, they always combine in 1:8 ratio. So these are the Dalton's theory. Now what are the drawbacks of Dalton theory? He proposed this one. Try to understand. His first point was wrong only. What was he told? That matter is made up of small, means very tiny particles, and they are indivisible. What he told? That atom is indivisible. But just see, nowadays there are so many tiny particles of atom. Electron, proton, neutron, meson, Yukawa. There are so many neutrino. There are so many small particles which are found in the atoms. So now we'll discuss drawbacks of Dalton theory. Drawbacks of Dalton theory. What is the first theory? Atom is not indivisible. Atom can be divided into electron, proton, neutron. Second one thing is, he did not explain why atoms combine in fixed proportion by mass. Fixed proportion by mass. Okay. So these were the simple drawbacks of Dalton theory. Okay. So just see, atom is not indivisible, means atom can be divided. So later on, just see, all those scientists who believe that atom can be divided, they start working to find out whether really atom is indivisible or divisible. So when they discovered, they found that atom can be divided into 3 subatomic particles. So I will teach you now subatomic particles. So what are the subatomic particles? Just try to understand here. Subatomic particles. Atomic particles. Okay, so just try to understand. There are 3 subatomic particles. First one is electron. Second one is proton. Third one is neutron. Okay. So there are 3 subatomic particles: electron, protons and neutrons. So first we'll discuss electron. Electron. So just try to understand here. Electron. See, who discovered electron? J.J. Thomson discovered electron. Who discovered? J.J. Electron was discovered by electron was discovered by J.J. Thomson. J.J. Thomson. What was the name of experiment? Discharge tube experiment. By discharge tube experiment. Okay, discharge tube experiment. This is also known as cathode ray experiment. Cathode ray experiment. And see, in the 11th class I taught you the cathode ray experiment. In cathode ray experiment, what we are doing? We are taking one glass tube. Okay, glass tube should be fitted with 2 electrodes, and when the pressure is very less, then what is there? We are supplying the electricity, and inside the discharge tube we have taken one gas. So what is there? From the cathode side some invisible rays will come and they will move towards the anode side, and if there is a screen of zinc sulfide, so they produce the scintillation. So cathode rays are basically invisible rays, and afterwards, after doing this experiment, we studied their properties also. So what are the properties of cathode rays? Number 1, cathode rays are invisible rays. Second one is they always travel in the straight line. What is there? They are highly energetic and having mass. Whenever any object you keep on their path, that become hot. Not only this one, they can ionize the gases. So they are deflected by the electric and magnetic field. So means they are deflected by the electric and magnetic field. These are the simple properties of cathode rays. So cathode rays, they are negatively charged rays. How can you say the negatively charged? Because they are coming out from the cathode and moving toward the positively charged anode. So since they have got the negative charge, that is why they are going toward the positive charge electrode, that is called anode. So it is proved that they are made up of negatively charged particles. So when it was analyzed, it was found that those negatively charged particles are called electrons. Those negatively charged particles are called electrons. So what we can say, that inside the atom there is a one negatively charged particles, and that negatively charged particle is only called electrons. So now not only electron means a charge we have discovered, their amount, their mass, E by M ratio, everything they have calculated. And what was found? So now here you can write some points. Electron charge was, so write down here some point. Charge on electron. Charge on electron is minus 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs. Next one is mass of electron. The mass of electron was 9.1 into 10 raised to the power 31 power minus 31 kilogram, or you can write here this is 28 gram also, 28 gram. So this can be written, cadets, this is minus, not minus 31, this can be written 9.1 into 10 raised to the power 28 gram also. So this is mass of electron. E by m ratio, E by m ratio, that E means charge, m means mass. So E by m ratio is found to be 1.7588 into 10 raised to the power 11 coulombs kilogram inverse. Last year we have calculated. E means charge, m means mass. Okay, this is E by m ratio for the electron. So just you should remember and try to understand here. Minus 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs equal to minus 1 unit charge. What is this one? Minus 1 unit charge. Okay, so this is all about the electron. There is one more information. E by m ratio was discovered by R.A. Millikan. R.A. Millikan. Okay, so just try to understand who performed discharge tube experiment. J.J. Thomson. Who discovered electron? J.J. Thomson. But who discovered E by m ratio? The discoverer of E by m ratio is R.A. Millikan. So this is all about the electron. What is the next subatomic particle? The next subatomic particle is proton. So dear cadets, now next subatomic particle is proton. Okay, so electron, everything, just here you remember two scientists name. Thomson is the discoverer. Now next one is R.A. Millikan. He discovered charge on electron. Okay, so just remember this one. Both scientists are equally important. Now let us move to the proton. Okay, this is also subatomic particles. One more thing regarding the electron. Electron is represented by minus 1 E0. What is the meaning of this one? Minus 1 E0. Try to understand. Minus 1 means minus 1 unit negative charge. E means symbol, and here what is there? Their mass is almost equal to 0. Negligible mass. Okay, so electron is represented by minus 1 E0. Next one is proton. Okay, so proton is represented by 1 H1, or this is also represented by 1 P1. Both are correct. Okay, who discovered proton? Goldstein. He conducted one experiment. What was the name of that experiment? Anode ray experiment. What is the name of that experiment? Anode ray experiment. Okay, in year 1886. Now just see, in 11th class I taught you what is the anode ray experiment. So just see, in anode ray experiment the arrangement was just equivalent to cathode ray experiment. Only one difference was there. In anode ray experiment we use the perforated cathode, means cathode with hole, cathode with pores we have used. Now this time rays will come out from the anode side and they will travel toward the cathode. Okay, and these anode ray, they are also known as canal ray. Okay, what is their? Canal ray. Correct, because they always travel in the straight line. Okay, so now what are the properties of anode rays? Almost all properties were equivalent to cathode rays. Only what was the difference? Cathode rays were made up of negatively charged particles. Anode rays were made up of positively charged particles. That was the difference. And this was the basic difference between anode and cathode rays. Remaining properties were similar only. They are also deflected by electric and magnetic field. When electrodes are applied, so they went toward the positive, they went toward the negatively charged plate. It means they carry the positive charge. Okay, not only this one, they can also ionize the gas. They are having highly energetic, means highly energy, they are made up of highly energetic particles. Their mass is also very high. So these are the properties of anode ray experiment. And when anode rays were analyzed, it was found that they are having charge, they are having mass. So just see, ultimately they found that anode rays are made up of positively charged particle. They are known as proton. So now note down here point, charge on proton, charge on proton. The charge on proton was found plus 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs. Mass of proton, the mass of proton was found 1.673 into 10 raised to the power 27 kilogram, Remember cadets, here in case of electron, the mass is this one, 9.1 into 10 raised to the power minus 31 kilogram only, or this is 9.1 into 10 raised to the power minus 28 gram. Remember this one, minus sign I omitted, actually this is the minus sign. So this is 1 point, this is in case of electron. Now what about the mass of proton? Mass of proton is 1.673 into 10 raised to the power minus 27 kilogram. And now E by M ratio was 9.579 into 10 raised to the power 7 coulombs kilogram inverse. This is all about the proton. This is all about the protons information. Now there is one more thing about this one, just see. So it means, meaning of this one is, atom has got two subatomic particles, electrons and protons. Okay, so when electrons and proton is there in an atom, then what should be there? They should be neutral, and they are neutral, there is no problem. But what about the mass of an atom? Just try to understand. Since the mass of an electron is negligible, whatever mass an atom has got, that is equivalent to the mass of proton only. Okay, means how many protons that particular atom has got, that should be the mass of an atom. But when experimental studies revealed that the mass of an atom is just double the mass of proton which is present in an atom. So what does it indicate? It indicates other than electron and proton, one more subatomic particle is present in an atom. Please remember this one, just try to understand. Since the mass of an electron is negligible, okay, so whatever mass an atom is having, that is equal to the mass of proton which is present in an atom. Okay, but experimental studies reveals that the mass of an atom is just double the mass of proton which is found in that atom. It means other than proton and electron, some other subatomic particles are also found in an atom. Okay, so what is that one, that subatomic particle? In year 1932, English scientist, means Britain scientist, Chadwick discovered another subatomic particles. that is known as neutron. Neutron. Okay. So who discovered this one? Chadwick in year 1932, and it is represented by 0 and 1. So what is the meaning of 0 here? Charge is 0 and mass is equivalent to 1 positive charge. Always remember, proton mass is 1.673 into 10 raised to the power minus 27 kilogram. This is equal to plus 1 charge, plus 1 unit mass, or you can say plus 1 unit mass, or this one minus 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs equal to plus 1 unit charge. Okay, remember this one, plus 1 unit charge, plus 1 unit mass, plus 1 unit mass. So always remember this one. So just see here, means you can represent neutron in this way, 0 and 1. What about charge? Charge is nil, neutral. What about mass? Slightly greater than proton. Mass of neutron, that is equal to 1.675 into 10 raised to the power, rest everything is 10 raised to the power minus 27 kilogram. Okay, so this is all about the neutron. Okay, so now you have got 3 subatomic particles: electron, protons and neutron. Okay, once again I am summarizing. What is the charge on electron? The charge on electron is minus 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs. Mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to the power minus 31 kilogram, or 9.1 into 10 raised to the power minus 28 gram. And this is equal to means charge is equal to minus 1 unit negative charge. Okay, who discovered this one electron? Thomson. Who discovered the charge on electron? R.A. Millikan. What about proton? Proton, already I taught you that this is charge on proton. What is this one? Charge on proton, minus 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 coulombs. This is plus 1 unit charge. What about this one? This is 1.673 into 10 raised to the power minus 27 kilogram, that is plus 1 unit mass. This is all about the proton. Who discovered proton? Goldstein. What about neutron? Neutron is discovered by the Chadwick in year 1932. It is represented by 0 and 1. Charge is nil. Now mass of neutron is slightly higher than proton, that is 1.675 into 10 raised to the power minus 27 kilogram. So that's all for today. Now next day I will teach you the models of atomic models, Thomson, Bohr, Rutherford models. Okay, thank you.